Kubola, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's talk about the Premier League today. Before you do that, turn on notifications and subscribe. Listen, guys, we need to talk about what happened today with Manchester City. But before we go on to Manchester City, we're going to start off with Liverpool and Tottenham. What a game of absolute... No, I'm joking. The game wasn't that good, guys. Let's be real. The game was not that good. But one thing I must say is Tottenham are ill-disciplined. Xavi Simons getting a sending off. I don't know if he has something against Virgil van Dijk, if it's a personal agenda. I know they play for the Dutch team together. I do not know. But why are you going that high on the back of his calf, Achilles, at that stage in the game, chasing the ball? You're nowhere close to the ball. You can't win the ball. It's impossible because the ball is on Van Dijk's furthest foot. He's played it back. The ball is gone and you've gone for the back foot. Like, can you explain that, Xavi Simons? And on top of that, Xavi Simons, one of the flops of the season so far. We haven't really talked about it, but this guy's on cake. He's getting a lot of money a week to perform like how he's performing. Today's red card did not help. And even until that point, I don't think Tottenham were all that great. Neither were Liverpool, but come on. Tottenham are the home team, and in 2025, they've lost 25 times. Thomas Frank needs to be sacked. We need to have a conversation. Why is he still at the job? It just seems that Tottenham is too big for his boots. Brentford seemed like it was his level, and we can see that now. Struggling as a home team, they only really win more games away from home, which says a lot because they can set up a bit more defensively. And today, again, like I said, apart from Colomwani's good header in that first half, I don't think Tottenham were that great. Even with the quality, I think Jed Spence was their best player. And I think, yeah, that red card was definitely a red card. And after that, I mean, Liverpool didn't really do that much. Half-time came. They made the sub. They brought Alexander Isak. And Alexander Isak scored again in London. His last goal in the Premier League was at West Ham United. Has scored at Tottenham Stadium. And it was a silly mistake from one of Tottenham's criminal players. And Tottenham have a lot of them. I'm going to name them. Christian Romero, you already know. Betancourt, another aggressive player. Pedro Porro, Richarlison, and Paulinho. These guys, they fish for yellow cards and red cards a game. I'm telling you, if you watch them, you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't understand. Romero had the ball, nice in possession, could have played it out wide. He decides to try and play a pass, I believe it's to Colomwani, loses the ball. You know, Liverpool win the ball back. Wirtz, lovely, boom, Isak, goal. And unfortunately, Isak got injured, but the goal was classic Alexander Isak. Now, yes, we get it, it's from a mistake. However, he capitalized really well. So I must give Alexander Isak credit again. That was a beautiful goal. I think he had an ankle injury. It looked like it. It looked like a really bad one. Maybe like a sprained ankle because Van der Ven slid in. But what a finish for Alexander Isak. I think that would do a world of good to his confidence. Again, I don't think Liverpool are playing for him. Again, I see him in little pockets. He's not receiving the ball. You need to isolate him. Allow him to play 1v1 against defenders. Allow him to be part of the link-up. I get it. Ugo Ekitike is more that player. But again, when I look at Alexander Isak, I don't feel like he's fitting in how Liverpool play. However, today, the goal, we don't know what could have come after that goal again in that match. I think Florian Wirtz looked like the Florian Wirtz that we saw at Bayer Leverkusen. I definitely think he had a better game today. He was more involved from the start, you know, with the link-up play. I think that's his kind of football. Little 1-2s in the pockets. Give me the ball, I'll give you the ball back. You know what I mean? You can't really pick up where he plays. He likes the free little gaps, the free spaces, the half spaces. That's what he likes to operate in. Is he at the GA level yet? And by that, I mean goals, assists per game. No, but he had an assist today. He doesn't look as clinical yet, but you can see he's warming up to the Premier League. Today's performance was really good. I have to give him that. You know, I'm not going to hate on him just for the sake of hating. I think he had a good game. You know, the last couple of games, I think he's done really well for Liverpool. I think Curtis Jones second half, apart from when he lost the ball and Richarlison almost scored, I think he had a decent game again. 10 men, so you know, it goes both ways. But talking about Mohamed Kudus' performance for Tottenham, I think that was absolutely abysmal. I think Mohamed Kudus, hang your head in shame. Every single time Tottenham could have attacked, he came back. Always came back onto his left foot. I get his left foot, but he always cut momentum. And the fans were like groaning, booing. And I can see why. Like, be adventurous. Do something. Passes, decision-making, poor. Do you know what I mean? Some of these players, the signings that Tottenham are making, they're good, but they're not making a difference. You know, Colomani the same. As soon as Richarlison came on, the game changed on his head, and Richarlison scored. He always scores against Liverpool. We know he's a former Everton player. Scored, changed the game. Had a chance to score again with a 1v1. You could see he was hustling and bustling and making runs in the channels and making life hard for Konate and making life hard for Van Dijk. It wasn't enough in the end. It wasn't enough. And at the end, Christian Romero wins a free kick against Konate. What does he do? He kicks out a Konate. Second yellow card, get off. And the guy wanted to fight the referee. Honestly, some of these Tottenham players, they're really, 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 really crazy. Like, I don't understand them. I don't know what Christian Romero was doing. And personally, I think for me, some of these guys, they need to learn discipline. Controlled aggression. Christian Romero doesn't have that. And a lot of the Tottenham players do not have that. Control your aggression. Use it in the right way. If you're going to press, if you're going to leave one in on an opponent, take your time with it. Don't go over the top. There's VAR. You're going to be sent off. Anyways, I think well done again to Arne Slot. We know Mo Salah's not there. He's in the AFCON, but it kind of helps Liverpool in a way because they look a bit more barricaded. They look more protected. There's more security around that midfield. And I think it helps Liverpool kind of regain, you know, that momentum and start winning again. They're on 29 points. Will they get top four? Yes. Will they come back into form? I believe so. I think they have so many good players. One of them being Ugo Ekitike. Ugo Ekitike. Is he the signing of the season? He must be. He must be. Quality footballer. What a header. I mean, he scores every single type of goal. Literally, I thought it was a foul. 2 hands on Romero. But anyway, you don't really see them not given. Jump up in the air, won the header, kind of sealed the game for Liverpool. Had that little celebration there. Everything he can do it. Everything he can do it. You heard me well. Ugo Ekitike is that kind of player that when you see him play football, you actually enjoy football because he's a technician. 1-2s, can run into the channels. Of course, probably has to work on his strength a bit, but he's a very technical player, very elusive as well, and very deceptively fast. And I think more than being fast in a foot race, he's fast up here. His football IQ is above and beyond what most people even think. And that's what I like about Ugo Ekitike, because every single move looks and seems calculated. And at this point, I think in 4 games, he scored 5 goals, or 3 games, 5 goals. You guys can correct me, but that doesn't matter. He scored 8 goals for Liverpool, I believe, in the Prem this season. And I think he's a top player. What a signing. And him and Isak scoring in the same game, I think that's actually a good thing for Liverpool. But I have to give him props. Match winner yet again. Liverpool again. They are climbing. They're getting points. And Arne Slot kind of calm things down. So the Mo Salah thing kind of helped Liverpool because they've got some wins now. But yeah, got to congratulate them on that one. Ugo Ekitike is the man. On to Manchester City. These guys, 25 plus goal difference. So the highest goal difference in the league. They've scored the most goals. I start to see that little pep, tiki-taka triangle passes around. I saw Ryan Shirky one time. The defender came to him. Reinders made a run in behind him. Do you know what he did? He flicked up the ball, over the head of the defender. I said, yeah. Stuff that we used to see Zinedine Zidane do, Ryan Shirky doing. Guys, listen, Foden coming to form. We got Shirky, we got Reinders. I'm seeing the flow. Nico Gonzalez is settling in. Diaz looking like his old self. Vardy, solid centre back. O'Reilly left back. You got Nunes right back. Do you know what I'm saying? City are looking like City, and it's not looking good for Arsenal. It is not looking good because, like I said, they know when to pace up. They know when to slow down. They've been there. They've done that. They've wore the badge on the sleeve. They've played under pressure. And they're cool. They're waiting for March, April. Squeaky bum times, Ferguson used to call it. And I have to give them props. I have to give Pep props because I think he's built a team that doesn't necessarily need to play well but can win. And he's trying to balance a team, a new brand of players with younger players, and then just for the big man. Erling Haaland, 2 goals, big Viking. Again, as you can see, guys eating steak. After matches, eating steak. He said, guys, you guys are food to me. Premier League defenders are food. Erling Haaland said, listen, do you know how many goals I'm going to score in the Premier League this season? You can't stop me. And if he has that kind of Van Persie-esque season, Erling Haaland is just going to win the title for Man City. I'm sorry to say, Arsenal. I'm sorry. But if you can stop him, then yes, you can stop Man City. But one thing is for sure, City are in form. One thing is for sure, take them serious. One thing is for sure, Pep wants that Premier League title. And it seems like he doesn't like Arteta. Why does he always wake up when it seems like, you see Arsenal going away with it and he's just like, nah, guys, Lions, rally the troops, let's go. But in reality, I must say it was utterly dominant. I mean, the first 15, 20 minutes, West Ham did not come out of their own half. It was total domination. Now, I get it. Erling Haaland scored pretty early on. Had a shot with the left foot, came back, rebound, boom, goal. And I just think from that moment on, City just took control of the match in a way I've not seen City do for a couple of years now. And that is what I'm saying is scary. I saw the control in the game. I know Jeremy Doku wasn't really involved. And I think they did bring on, I think it was Mukasa, and then they had Savinho as well. So they brought on young players. Erling Haaland was yearning for his hat-trick. Didn't quite get it in the end. But yeah, it's West Ham bottom of the table. But Manchester City do seem like that team that wants that Premier League title. And I think that's always a concern for any other team chasing that Premier League title. Because as bad as we are saying they are, of course, they're playing, before Arsenal, etc., etc. We get that. But they look like they are on the tails. And I believe that Arsenal will probably win the league if they're 6-7 points clear by the end of this year, by the end of December, start of Jan. And it doesn't look like they are going to be. I'm sorry. So that's going to be a challenge. But let's wait and see. I think Man City, again, pretty routine win. But take them serious. Arsenal. Listen, Arsenal away to Everton. They go there, they get the victory. I don't really have too much to say about Arsenal because, let's be real, they had enough chances to end that game. Scored, obviously, a penalty. But Gyökeres 1-0. So there's been a lot of criticism, but he scored a penalty and he got Arsenal the victory. That's all that matters. But I don't want to focus on that. First of all, again, Arsenal in open play, not that great. We already know this. But let's be real. The Arsenal that we know in that game, you cannot tell me that shouldn't have been a penalty to Everton. There's no way. That was a penalty on Tieno Barry from William Saliba. And it's decisions like that where I don't understand how the ref is not called back to the screen. Go back to the screen, go and check. Tell me if that's not a penalty. It's a clear penalty. Saliba kicks the back of his leg. Honestly speaking, absolutely disastrous, diabolical decisions in Premier League that are costing teams points. Now, second half, I think Everton came into it. It was a very pulsating game in the Premier League. But I do believe, again, Arsenal, they'll find a way to win. They don't concede. They are top of the table, 39 points. Man City are right behind them, breathing heavy down their necks. But again, when you watch Arsenal, it's like you see excellence in parts of their game, but it's like then you see like little parts where you're like, can this team really win? Or is this sustainable? Is this a format that this team can use to win the whole season? Not really good football. I'm not saying it's boring, but it's not entertaining. But just finding a way to win, which I have to give credit for. But personally, I've never really seen a team win the Premier League like this. Let's wait and see. Honestly, let's wait and see. But for now, stay tuned. Cupola. Subscribe. That's what I'm going to say for today. Subscribe. See you soon.